A faux finish is simply a painted finish designed to mimic another surface, such as leather, pewter, or even stone. Use it on surfaces you'd like to cover over, such as inexpensive woods or MDF. Let's start with the leather look finish. To create this leather look finish, you'll need a base coat of paint, a glaze coat, which is a translucent finish, and some plastic bags. I've already primed and sanded the test board that we'll be working on. Now I'm applying a base coat of the color that will show from underneath. The mini roller works not only on the surface, but also on the edges. Then I'll allow that coat to dry overnight before applying a glaze coat using the same roller. Once I have an even glaze coat, I can take pieces of plastic bag and apply it to the still wet surface. Smooth it down over the surface and remove any bubbles, but allow a few of the creases to remain. For large pieces, you can use more than one piece of plastic bag. Then slowly lift the plastic away from the surface, and it'll expose a leather look grain pattern. Should you have any globs or areas that you want to retouch, do so with the plastic bag while it's still damp. Now this is easy on a sample board, and you should always try a faux finish on a sample board before moving on to the real thing. But how do you get into the nooks and crannies on a project like this? It's easy. Finish it before you assemble it. That's how easy it is to do a faux leather finish. Now let's move on to one that's just a little more complicated, a faux pewter finish. To create this aged pewter finish, you can buy the spray paint and top coat that you'll need in a single kit that also includes the applicators, or you can buy the ingredients separately. We've primed and sanded the workpiece to eliminate any surface imperfections, and now we're applying several light coats of spray finish. Spray at an angle so that your paint reaches into the nooks and crannies of the routed surface. I've allowed the last coat of spray paint to dry overnight, so now I'm ready to apply the antiquing coat. This is a heavy-bodied finish that dries extremely fast, so I like to keep a damp rag handy where I can erase any mistakes. Brush on your antiquing coat, and with the dry rag, wipe off the excess immediately. Allow some to remain in the profile. You can fold the rag to reach into tight crevices while wiping away the larger areas. In case you want to go over an area, you could remove some of the antiquing coat with your damp rag, and then, using a dry rag, reapply the antiquing coat and dab it off again. And that's how easy it is to do a faux pewter finish. There are lots of faux finishes you can try. Experiment with different colors or ingredients and kits at your local home center. But always remember, experiment on scrap before moving on to your finished project.